Hi guys, my name is Hayley and welcome to my new YouTube channel. This is my first video. I'm super excited, so please show some love. I'm going to give you a super quick breakdown, a little bit about me, and then we'll dive straight into the video. So my name is Hayley Chitty. I am originally from Nottingham in the UK and now live in Miami, USA with my husband Eric and my dog Cooper. I am a professional dancer, a flybar instructor, and to be honest, I've always had a passion for makeup, so I finally plucked up the courage to start this YouTube channel to learn new skills, meet new people, and just see where it takes me from here. So if you want to learn how I got this date night berry look, then please keep on watching. Alright, let's clip this hair back, just using a hair grip. Please excuse this lighting as well. I am going to invest in a ring light. Do we ever wonder where hair grips go to? Like, I now have two. Okay, so I'm going to just dive straight in. I'm going to start with brows, and I'm using the e.l.f. brow pencil in the shade taupe. So first I'm just going to start by brushing the hairs up. Disclaimer, my brows need help. Send that help. They're just like really wiry. Anyway, I'm gonna start by just starting from the middle of my brow and going outwards and just going along with the shape and just thickening them up. I used to love my eyebrows, but then there was that trend where everyone just plucked them into McDonald's shapes, and we thought that looked good apparently. So brushing through the hairs and going along like so. Start off by going over just the natural shape of my brow, and then I'm going to start at the front just here and very lightly just make a line and then brush upwards. So I don't stop there because, like I said, send help for the brows. And I'm going to use my, it's rubbed off, but this is like a brow pomade and powder from Rimmel. It just looks like so. I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. This is like a duo little thing. On one side is eyebrow gel and the other is clear mascara. So I'm just gonna again go up at the front of my brow and then towards the end sort of smooth it down. Let's go on this journey together. So now that we've done that, I'm just gonna carve out the brow. My brushes I'm not really gonna mention because I need to invest in new ones. They're just a basic brush set that my husband actually bought for me. So I'm first going to carve out my brows with the Lasting Perfection concealer in the shade Fair from Collection. Used to be called Collection 2000 back in the day. Do the other side. And then I'm just going to pop this, just the rest, onto my lid. Okay, now I'm going to just go in with this small fluffy brush, and I'm going to use my Maybelline Fit Me powder in the shade Fair. And again, I'm just using light tapping motions, but I still want everything to be set nicely. So today for this look, I'm only going to be using one eyeshadow palette, the Jaclyn Hill palette by Morphe. This is it, baby. She really did it. I'm going to start by using the shade Silk Cream. It is the, oh, the third shade, and I'm just going to use that as my transition. Fluffy brush, super cheap, super great, loving life. Just going to use a tiny bit and just start in the crease and slightly above, and just start to smoke that out. Again, just use a tiny bit. I really like to take my time with makeup, especially if it's for a date night. That's just what I like to do. I like to light a candle. So really just take your time with this. It's better to go with a little bit at a time, because you can always build it up, rather than just going in ham and using a dark shade. I mean, if that's your vibe, go with it. A time. So then I'm gonna go in with this shade called Hunts. Yeah, this one. It's like a orangey light shade, and I'm just very lightly tap in and then go further into that crease, and then smoke it out and focus it towards the end. So pigmented. And I'm using the same brush because that's what I like to do. Whoa, this is more pigmented than expected. Blendy, blendy, blend. Blend that out. Other side, exact same thing. Just gonna focus that on the outer edge a little bit more. Right, so I think we've got a good little base down. I'm going to make this more like a reddy sort of tone. So I'm going in with the shade right here. I believe it's called Jax. Super beautiful, like brick red shade, with this angled brush right here. See, it's like a nice little slant, so I'm just going to dip in once or twice. Same thing on the other side. And then I'm just gonna dip in, and from there focus on the outer V. I'm just gonna use like little patting motions. Excuse the mess, we are gonna clean it up. I just want all these shades to really blend nicely in together. Just sort of using that line as a guide, and then like pressing it out into it. I am going to blend it out too, so don't worry. Looks like I've been punched in the eye. Okay, then going back in with that e.l.f. fluffy brush, no product on, I'm just going to start working these colours together so there's a nice seamless blend. Beautiful. That is way more what I was going for. Okay, we're ready. Ready shades. Focusing on that outer V right there to make your eyes look huge. Cool, so I like that. Before I go on to cleaning any of this up, I'm gonna use like a shimmery lid color, and I'm gonna go in with a pink, definitely pink. This is like a berry sort of vibe I'm going for, so I'm gonna use this light pink right here. I'm just gonna use my finger for this, so just gonna swirl it in lightly. Oh, so beautiful. I'm just gonna pat this on. This works a lot better than using a brush. Do the same on the other side. kind of like a cut crease effect without actually doing a cut crease. Okay, now I've done that, I'm going to go back in with that fluffy brush and I'm just going to blend. Cool. Now I am just going to clean those sides up. So I'm just going to use a makeup wipe and I sort of wrap it around my index finger and then just clean up this edge. So everyone's eye shape is different, so just follow what works for you. I like to find the very edge of my eyebrow and then just sort of very slightly fan out. I think we're in a good place so far. Now I'm going to go on to the liquid liner. I am just going to go in with two actually. I like to use these two. Very particular about winged eyeliner, always have been, think always will. So I'm going to go in just with this e.l.f. black liquid eyeliner, and then for the very edge to make it super sharp, I like using the Rimmel Glam Eyes. Again, these are both in the blackish shades that they have. And struggle. So I start by drawing a line up towards my brow and then I bring it back down. And I learned this trick from Holly Boone. I don't keep my eyes closed, like one closed and then pull the skin. I just sort of look down. This way you get a really nice line. I don't know why I have to like hold my face. Yeah, so what we're going to do now. If you want me to do an in-depth winged eyeliner tutorial, please comment down below. Do you ever start your wing and think you're just going to do a little cute one and then you're in too deep and it's all the way up to your brow? Okay, the wings are on. This one I love. This one is gone totally messed up. Must be nervous. Alright, so what I normally do from there is I pop on some mascara using the Maybelline Lash Sensational in the colour black. And I blink a lot when I put on mascara, it's just what I do. Let's start the face. That was lame. Why did I do that? Now onto the face. I'm going to start prepping with MAC Prep and Prime. I'm sure you all know about this. Just hydrates the skin. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Master Prime, and this is the Blur and Smooth. I haven't found a primer that I absolutely love yet. Foundations. If I can find the other one. Oh, here we go. I'm going in with the L'Oreal Infallible in the shade Ivory and the LA Girl Pro Coverage in the shade Fair. Just going to mix those two together. Now I am super pale, so sometimes when using foundations you might be like, whoa, that's too dark, but I like a warmer look personally, so bear with me. And then I'm just going to use a beauty sponge and I'm going to give it a couple of spritzes. This is just water. I picked them up at Ulta and I just really like the finish. I like sort of chucking them out and then using a nice clean one. Like I'm just taking a couple, so I just tap in like so. And then I always start on this side of my face. I don't know why, it's just habit. And I just tap it in and then I work it around. And then I'm going to go in the forehead. What we're going for. It's especially with like under eye wrinkles or like creasing with product. I try and just keep it really minimal around my under eyes. And then just going in with the neck, blending that down. Alrighty Roo, time for concealer. I'm going back in with my Lasting Perfection concealer, and I'm just going to go over those problem areas once again, just little swipes. And what I'm going to do is just leave that sort of chilling, and I'm going to blend it out once it's dried down a little more because it adds more coverage. For my under eye area, I'm going in, love this so much, with the Revolution Conceal and Define concealer in C1. I am super fair. This is the lightest one they do and absolutely love it. I'm going to start by going down the sides of my nose, and then I go on this like outward sweep. There's a lot of creasing, so I like to blend, well, first I blend out and then I blend up and in. You'll see what I mean. So first I just pull out the edges and blend them in, pushing the product into my skin. Down the sides of my nose, I'm just going to blend that in, because you know your girl needs some contour there. Hate my nose. So I'm going to start by feathering those edges out, pushing the product in, and then I'm lightly, very lightly, slightly slower, going to push in the product right up to the eyeball, basically. Contour today. And I'm going to use the Revolution Conceal and Define. This is in the shade C13. I just do the tiniest little bit. I'm just going to do like some tiny dots. I'm using the same sponge for conceal, for contour, for everything, because that's just what I do. I'm going to go onto the nose. I'm going to go back in with that Lasting Perfection concealer in the shade Fair, because this wand is super thin, so I'm just going to highlight my nose. So now I'm going to set the face. I'm going in with the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Powder in the shade Fair. I'm going in with a different sponge, freshly cleaned, into the under eye area. And I don't bake because, like I said, I have dry skin, so I just push the product in like so. My smile lines make this face. And then I tap the product in. To set the rest of my face, I'm just using this fluffy brush, and I'm just tapping the rest of that product. I like to just use tapping motions on the rest of my skin. Looked away, because if I swipe, I find that my skin just doesn't react to that very well. Ta-da! She's set. Like I said, I don't like to do too much baking or too much setting because I have dry skin. It just doesn't work for me. And then I'm going to go in with some bronzer. This is a L'Oreal Paris one. It's like super old, but it's got a bit of shimmer to it, and yes, it is too dark, so I'm going in with this sparingly. Part of my face, slightly above my forehead, and then definitely the forehead. Very tip of my nose, like so. Again, trying to make it appear shorter. And then I'm going to go into some nose contour. I'm using this fluffy angled brush. I just tap in twice to that same shade, dab it on the back of my hand, and then very lightly just go in on the sides of my nose. Cool, cool. I then like to go in with lips. just have dry everything, dry lips, dry skin. So I'm going to go in just with some Vaseline first. And then I'm going to go in with this is a super old like burgundy eyeliner from Marianne. I'll try and find it. Just going to outline my lips. I'm going to drag that a little bit in. And then I'm going to use, I love these so much, these e.l.f. Matte liquid, not liquid lips, these matte lipsticks. They came in a whole set. I'm first going to go in with the shade Wine, and I love the finish. So I just used that shade for the outer portion of the lips, and then I'm going to go into the shade Rich Red. Blend it together, lovely. Right, and now I'm going to finish off the under eye and lashes. So I'm going to go back in with this angled brush. I'm going back in with the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette, and I'm going in with that brick shade. Cool. I'm now just going to put some glue on my eyelashes so they get tacky. They're just some Ardell wispies that I've cut down. While we do that, I'm going to highlight. I use two different forms of highlighters. I use a cream on my nose, and for the rest I use a powder. Using this tiny little stick, it is the Benefit WhatsApp. It's super old, but again, I find this is just the best for nose highlights. And then just a tiny little dot on the end, and just sort of press that in to the skin so it blends nicely. And I think it's the most, the most natural way for me to highlight my nose. And then to highlight the cheeks, I'm just going to go in back to the Jaclyn Hill palette. Love this. Eyeshadow for highlight. Girl does everything. And I'm going to go in with this second shade right here and a fan brush. The shade is called Beam. Just going to go in and highlight my cheeks. Just like blending that in. Oh, it is so beautiful. Okay, then I'm going to pop some lashes on and we will be done. Just going to push those in. So I'm back finally just to finish off this look. I'm just gonna pop on that same mascara again just to blend in my falsies with my real lashes, and just pop some, just a tiny bit on my bottom lashes. And that's the final look. I've just popped in some earrings, took out that hair grip. This is a berry date night look that I think would have been perfect for Valentine's, but we're late. If you liked this look, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, comment below what you wore for Valentine's Day, what looks you want to see next, and thank you. Oh, I'm gonna leave my Instagram below. Please follow and keep up to date and chat, whatever. Thanks guys.